Hi, my name is Thomas and you're watching Casual DIY channel. In today's episode we'll be talking about molds for your resin casting. Stay tuned. So then guys, as you can imagine, the topic is quite vast, as what you can use for resin casting is up to your imagination. But I'll give you a few examples of what you can use, where to get it from, how to get it cheap, is there anything you can make yourself. So first of all, have a look, a quick glimpse of what I actually got on that table. So as you've seen, it's a quite big collection that I'm quite proud of. So let's start with the first and the most basic option you can get, which is sellotape or packing tape. Now, most of the times you're going to see people using the transparent one, but I've actually used the brown tape and it made no difference. It worked as well as the transparent one. Now on the screen you can see me actually doing a casting using the sellotape, and as you can see it's that simple. So basically, as you can see, I'm creating my own mold that goes around the wood with the tape itself. Obviously you have to secure it quite well, you know, give it a few coats of the tape, but it will definitely not go anywhere. As you can see, it worked quite well in this example, and to be fair, I've been using it quite often with very good results. But is there a downside of using the tape? Usually it's actually quite hard to make this tape in the shape that you obviously want, so there will be a lot of sanding to make it look the way you want. But again, depending on what you're going to be using it, I think it's a very good and so cheap solution to make a casting mold just through using sellotape. The next material that I want to recommend to you is PVC sheet material, transparent, and about thickness about 1 to 2 millimeters. So basically it's ever so easy to cut to the dimensions you want, and again you're creating your own mold with that. You can use CA glue to connect the pieces together, or even hot glue that will make it last and make sure that basically there's no leaks in your mold. So that's another very cheap and way of creating your own molds. Basically any plastic type container will be a fantastic mold for you. Obviously some of them will stick to resin more than others, and it will be sometimes a bit more difficult to actually get your casting out of the mold itself. Well, I've been using pots after yogurts and all that, so really it's down to your imagination and what you've got in your household to use as a mold for your casting. If you want to make cool jewelry and obviously making a business out of it, you can actually use these, for example, open back bezels for your pendants. But obviously there's a huge variety of the shapes, and obviously closed backs as well, that they look really cool, and adding something very unique made from resin will make them super special and quite unique. So these are quite an interesting option in making some resin casting of pendants. Make sure to watch the whole video, because I will give you a couple of cool tips on how to preserve and how to store your molds, your silicone molds and anything else like that, to make sure they're ready for you when you want to cast. So check out the whole video, make sure to watch the whole video. But the next mold I want to talk about it's HDPE plastic. Well, basically resin will not stick to it, and this is a perfect material to make molds when you, for example, making pen blanks or knife scale blanks. This is a fantastic material to use for basically producing your castings. Now, I've actually made a couple of my own molds, so if you want to check out, there is a video coming out next week with how you can make it yourself. These are just the basics ones, but I will be making a bit more advanced versions of these that will last a lot longer. So if you want to find out how to make one of those molds, then make sure to subscribe to my channel. As I mentioned before, that video is coming out next week, so you'll be able to check out how to make these beauties. And basically all the sizes and dimensions will be in the description of that video. So as you can see, you can make it to your needs, but obviously you can buy them online as well. They are quite expensive. HDPE plastic is quite expensive, so making your own reduces the price of that. But I will link to the ones you can actually buy online as well, so you can have a look what they are, because they are very good quality, they are very high quality, and I definitely would recommend having those if you're into casting pen blanks or actually making larger castings as well. But obviously you can use silicone to make molds to suit your needs. For example, I've got this silicone mold, again that will give me 6 pen blanks, and it's made of soft silicone. And if you've got the patience and the right tools, you can make it yourself as well. And that video is coming in 2 weeks time, so you can have a look what you can actually cast in silicone, how to do it, and what you need to actually do that. And obviously I've got a huge variety of silicone molds. So for example, this one with like a live edge of a tree or stones or mountains, anything like that, that looks really cool in a pendant. Obviously a heart-shaped one in a shape of with a diamond features on it, some animal faces. There's absolutely tons and tons and tons of molds you can actually get. What are the best sources? So to be fair, most of my molds, I actually buy them online from AliExpress or Wish. It's an application for your mobile phone. I'll try to link everything down below in the description of this video, so have a look, check it out. The HDPE plastic as well, you can buy it online. I actually get it off eBay. I'll try to drop a link to that as well. But if you're not sure or you don't want to use the Chinese websites like AliExpress and Wish and all that, I recommend you to go to Amazon, as Amazon apps has got tons of fantastic molds made from silicone to suit all your needs. Again, I will try to link them down below in the description. So if you want to check all these products that I managed to get off Amazon, which seems to be the safest way of actually getting your product on time as well, basically I've got a link to my Amazon storefront, and there's a section where it says resin, casting, and basically all the products, all the resins, everything that's connected to casting, everything that I do, it's in that folder, so you can go and have a look, check it out. I'll try to pin the link to it in the comments as well. It will be the first comment from me, so you can go and have a look yourself of what you can actually get on Amazon. Sometimes if you do larger castings, larger pours, and you're using obviously larger molds like the HDPE or even the silicone one or anything else in that matter, it's actually quite worth of getting a release agent. So basically resin will stick less to your mold basically, and it won't damage it, and it's a lot easier to take it out. Even if you, for example, doing a bigger project like a river table or something like that, if you spray your mold with that, it will be so much easier to then remove the casting from that mold. You won't have to struggle, and you limit the danger of actually damaging your casting. Again, there's a couple of products I can recommend. One is from Minwax and the other one is from Resin Pro. Both of those will be linked down below in the description of this video. So sorry for all the linkage, but this is the easiest way for me to show you those products, because obviously on the camera it's actually quite difficult to see, but when you go to the actual product where you can buy it, you can see it in more details and obviously read about it a little bit more. So let's start with the tips. Okay, so you casted an object in a, let's say, a silicone mold like this. You released it and it's fine. Obviously sometimes you're gonna have a bit of overspill on top of it, around it, and you need to wash it properly so there is no remainings of your last cast, so there's no overspill on the edges, anything like that. The mold needs to be absolutely clear. If you've got any rubbish, the next casting you're gonna do is basically gonna stick to it and it will look crap. So very important, wash your molds really thoroughly, and they need to be dried as well to the point there is no moisture on it, as some of the resins react really badly to any moisture levels. So when this is clean, when your mold is clean and it's free of moisture, most of the people, including myself, will drop the molds just into a container like this. Off it goes, put it back on a shelf. Now the next time you're gonna try to cast something, let's say in a week's time, you pick up your mold and you notice, oh, there's a small hair on it, there's a bit of dust on it, and you have to wash it again and you have to dry it again. So it's absolutely time wasted. My solution to that is absolutely that simple. If you haven't thought about it, this is my pro tip for you. From any of your local supermarkets, get some of these bags that you can actually zip up and close, and no dust or no rubbish, no hair will get in it. Close it like that. Boom, job done. But that's not all. I've got a second tip for you to make sure there's no moisture in that. Again, it's such a simple thing, but I haven't thought about it for the longest of times. Now, what you can actually put in the bag, when you buy your shoes in those boxes with shoes, and sometimes when you buy some supplements as well, I know, shoe supplements, hold on, where's he going with this? You're gonna have some small sachets in those, in the shoe boxes, in the boxes with your medicine as well, that actually collect the moisture, prevent the moisture from getting into those products. So what are those small sachets you can see in some of your products? Well, it's silica gel moisture absorbent. Now you can actually buy them. You can buy them online quite easily on eBay. To be fair, I've ordered my my another lot because I've basically ran out. And they work fantastic. Drop a couple of bags in that and you absolutely sort it. Again, I know I'm repeating myself, but I will drop a link to it down below in the description of this video. So it's a fantastic way of making sure there's no moisture on your molds. So this is just a quick overview of what you can basically get, what you can buy with regards molds for any casting of what you can do. This video is actually a part of a series of videos about resin that I'm doing. There's in total, I believe, 9 episodes, and they're all available on my YouTube channel. I hope this video was some help to you. If it was, drop me that like button down below. If you've got any comments, drop me those comments down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you on my next resin adventure. Till then, take care.